Hello and welcome to the Bearded Horror Review. My name is Dan, aka the Boogey Man, and on this show I will watch a horror movie, either a classic or a new release, talk about some good points, talk about some bad points if there are any of either, give it a rating out of 10 if I remember to do it, and let you know if I think this film is worth a watch or not. And this week we're going to be talking about The Substance. So I missed The Substance on its actual release day because I hadn't been well, but I managed to get to see it last night as of recording. And there was me and 3 other people in the theatre. And from speaking to people in the horror genre and friends over here, not many people really knew what this was or had even heard of it. The marketing has been very kind of subtle and doesn't give much away. But speaking to my friends in LA, it has been massively marketed over there. Demi Moore is in this. It's set in LA. So it's a big push over there. So there was a lot of high expectations over in LA. But over here, not many at all. So I went into this with very minimal expectations, not knowing what to expect. And my God, did I get something I just was not expecting. So let's talk about The Substance.
Have you ever dreamt of a better version of yourself?
Before we carry on, guys, if you can leave a like and subscribe, it's a small thing for you, but it's such a massive help for me, especially if you're enjoying the content and want to see more of it. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. So yeah, The Substance. To be able to talk about this film in any way, much like my other reviews, I'm going to give you a spoiler warning right now. I'm not going to go into like massive details or anything, but to be able to talk about this in any way at all, especially with how minimal the information is in the marketing, the possible spoilers. So if you don't want to know anything about The Substance, go and watch The Substance, come back, and then finish the review.
Pretty girls should always smile.
So, that out of the way, The Substance stars Demi Moore as a actress who is turning 50. She has a jazzercise exercise TV show. She's an Oscar winner. She's got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Blah, blah, blah. I'll say that again. Hollywood Walk of Fame. But she's turning 50.
At 50? Well, it stops.
So the studio have decided to go in a direction. And that means a younger, sexier woman, which I don't understand because Demi Moore looks absolutely amazing in this. But yeah, so she's having a crisis. She's turning 50. She's lost her job. The guy who runs the studio is a big old creep, played by Dennis Roddy Quaid. And basically, Demi Moore having a crisis. This film reminded me of 2 films that make statements about Hollywood, LA life, and the system of pushing out women as they get older in Hollywood and the way that the system has treated them over the years. It reminded me very much of Society and Death Becomes Her for very 2 different reasons. Just so that gives you kind of an idea of what you might be expecting. But what happens is Demi Moore is introduced to something called The Substance. And again, spoilers if you don't want to know anything at all. It's a drug that you take one time.
One single injection unlocks your DNA and will release another version of yourself.
And what that does, it divides your cells and creates a better, younger, more perfect version of yourself. And 1 week you are you, and 1 week this person is. It's supposed to be implied that you are the same person, but you are 2 separate entities. But you rely on each other. It's a symbiotic relationship. And so 1 week Demi Moore is awake, and the creation is sleeping, and then vice versa. The perfect version is awake, and Demi Moore will be sleeping. And that's where the story goes from there. It goes in places that I was not expecting. Some of these places, I did expect some things, but some of the places and some of the things it did genuinely surprise me. And I really enjoyed this film. It does a lot of things that I really like when it comes to horror or film in general. 1, show don't tell. The information that we get is shown either visually, which is the opening 2 minutes, for example, perfectly conveys that Demi Moore's character was a rising star and she is now a 50-year-old actress in Hollywood. She's not at her peak anymore. And even then after that, when the substance is introduced and what's happening, it's all conveyed very well visually or with very minimal verbal dialogue or written information. It's so much like that. It looks like this all the time. It'll just have one sentence, couple of words to explain what's going on, and then we see everything visually. It's just really well done. And Demi Moore is fantastic in this. She is so good. She plays this aging actress who is going through a midlife crisis very well, and she's obsessed with that image and wanting to feel that love and admiration again. There's a phrase that keeps coming up saying, they're going to love you, and they loved you. This phrase, like love and loved, in current tense, future tense, past tense, keeps coming up, and it influences the plot a lot. The practical effects in this film are great. So well done. There's some phenomenal practical effect work in this. And I really enjoyed the aspect of physicality in this. Again, spoilers if you don't want to know, but Demi Moore and the other actress, sorry, I can't remember her name, here it is, both are nude in this, but it's not in sex scenes. It's not done in a sexy way. It's just they are. And then sexualized things happen. But that is plot based. There is many moments in this where it is about, I have a 50-year-old body. This is how I look. I am in the bathroom. I am naked. I have been born. I am naked. And it's not about, oh, look how sexy they are and things. It's just about, this is them, their body, and they're exploring their body. And the idea of beauty, what is it, and how they feel just by the way they look. What the way someone looks makes them feel and makes them act and gives them a mindset is played very well in this film. So, are there any downsides? Well, yeah, I can see this film dividing a lot of people. The way it is shot, it is high contrast colours, it is shot with wide angle lenses, it's got very gross close-ups, shall we say. For my ADHD brain, seeing some of the things, it made my skin crawl, but I wanted that to happen. 2, the runtime. Hollywood seems to be having a problem at the minute. We saw it with Long Legs, and now we're seeing it with this. We've seen it with a few films this year. The runtime goes for too long. It's 2 hours long, this film is, and I definitely think it could have been 15 minutes shorter. Hollywood is taking an idea, like I said, the A24 effect, that I call it, and has this idea of long, drawn out shots and silences means tension, when actually sometimes it just means irritation. You could have gotten rid of a lot of stuff. The ending of this film is one of those things where if you're already burnt out, you're not going to appreciate it as much. But I loved the ending of this film. It could have been a little bit shorter, but I understand that the writers and the director had something to say. They really wanted to make a point about something, and so they used that ending to make that point. The psychology behind this film is great, and like I said, Demi Moore is incredible in this. She plays sad, aging actress, goofy, losing her mind, I can't tell you what, woman, so well. You can see the degradation of her psyche as everything's going on. There's the underlying tones in this of obviously the Hollywood system and what they have done for many years to women, aging and young as well. You know, Demi Moore, turning 50, looks incredible, is told she can't do the job that she's done anymore just because she's turning 50. And that's awful. And then we get the other end of the character's name is Sue.
I'm Sue.
Of her being young and being very beautiful and incredibly talented, doesn't acknowledge where that came from. There's the idea of the quick fix in this. You can take a pill, you can just do something that will fix the problem and not think about the side effects. And we can tell the world that it was all natural and God-given, when actually it took work, it took pain. People don't want to see the work from behind the scenes. They only want to see the upfront. There's even a montage in this where they're basically dancing and they're going through and working out the routine and figuring out what they're going to do and everything that she's having to do to get this dance done. People don't care about that. All they care about is the end product. And I think this film makes a lot of good statements in regards to that. You know, the aging of, unfortunately, the Weinsteins of the world. And then the young upcomings not acknowledging that where they came from, the work that it took, the inspiration, the building blocks that they're building off other people. I could sit here right now and go, I've never watched a movie review before. I just put up a camera and started winging it. When actually, I've watched loads of movie reviewers and I've been studying how YouTube and people present themselves on YouTube and how to learn how to do things and stuff for a long time. But people don't want to admit that. People just, I just took a camera up and started talking. Well, actually, no, it took a lot of effort and took a lot of hard work and a lot of trial and error. And this is that kind of statement it's making in here, that people aren't admitting any of these things. It obviously goes all haywire and things go wrong in the best possible way. Like I said earlier, the practical effects in this, I love them. I love when practical effects are used. It's just a great bonanza of gore at one point in this, and I really enjoyed it. So yeah, that's The Substance. I can't recommend it enough. I think more people need to go and see films like this rather than go and see the generic other. I did a trailer reaction the other day to Salem's Lot. I would implore you to go and see The Substance rather than to watch another version of Salem's Lot. Watch something new, original, something that uses great practical effects, something that uses really good visual storytelling. It might not be for everybody, but it's definitely a film I enjoyed. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. That's how much I loved it. I haven't felt that tension or my skin crawling or genuine concern for a character in a film for a long time. And this film really did that to me. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, that's my review of The Substance, guys. Have you guys seen The Substance? What did you think about it? Let me know down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share this with anyone who you might think enjoy my movie reviews. And until the next time, guys, happy watching.